Round 1 of the MTA New South Wales Rally Championship was a hot event. With temperatures reaching into the mid-30s, it was going to be tough on drivers and cars. Glenn Raymond and Kate Catford dominated from the very start, taking the event win by over 2.5 minutes.
Perfect start, especially with some of the competition falling on the wayside, which is never good because you want them to be on the road. But tell you what, this was tough, this event, so you've got to be a measured driver, and that's what we plan to do this weekend, and that's what happened.
Tristan, Kent and Robert Miles were probably the most exciting, throwing the Lancer EVO into most corners. His speed and commitment rewarded with a second outright.
Yeah, pretty stoked. I'm happy. Ramo was in another league all day, but we'll get him.
Richard Shimon and Jim Gleeson have paired up for the MTA Series in 2019 and managed to take the third spot on the podium, despite some issues earlier.
Like this morning going into first service, we were really struggling with the rhythm of the road and blah, blah, blah. But yeah, and we just sort of knuckled down, thought, all right, we've seen a couple of people off. Let's just chug along and see where we end up at the end of the day. Third outright.
Glen Raymond and Kate Catford dominated round 1 of the MTA New South Wales Rally Championship, and for the Victorian driver, taking on the MTA Series is a new challenge.
Yeah, I'm really excited to do the MTA Championship. Just looking for something different out of my driving, and the Championship looks like they're doing really good things at the moment with the TV and the media and all the rest. So I'm just really excited to get amongst it, get against some new competition and do some skids hopefully. The series is actually really strong. Anyone in the top dozen is really capable. So look, to be honest, car 1, you kind of got a target on your back, but yeah, I'm not here to pat wombats, I'm going to have a crack. So let's see what happens.
Stage 1 was a 14.5 kilometre run up the range, and being car 1 on the road would have a dust advantage. But on unswept roads, Raymond was second, 5 seconds behind Brinkman in a similar Lancer. In stage 2, Raymond pulled back the time, plus a further 10, and jumped into the lead by 15 seconds. By the end of the stage, the heat of the day was starting to have an effect.
I think I need more fitness and less chicken schnitzel rolls. It's damn hot out there, but no, it's not going too bad. Just trying to judge the pace a little bit, so it's really slippery being car 1. But no, let's see about the dust and stuff for the guys behind.
Stage 3 was a fast and flowing Shire road, and Raymond would once again take the stage win. 16 seconds quicker than Tristan Kent in another Lancer. But Brinkman had issues, and Raymond was now leading by 1:19. Stage 4 was Bullhead, an 18.44 kilometre stage through traditional high country forests, ending in open fast farmland. Raymond finished the stage second, 12 seconds behind Brinkman, who'd rejoined after going off. But the time was fast enough to extend his lead to 1:31 seconds, winning the first heat convincingly. Heat 2 was just one 55 kilometre stage, and with the temperature in the mid-30s, this was really going to test the stamina of our rally teams. At the end of the stage, Raymond hoped he was fast, but had no clue what was happening behind him.
I'm not going to lie, I'm ST ruggling. This event is hot and it's tough, like constant, no speed. So anti-lag off, short shifting, me slightly dying. But yeah, the pace was good. Glenn Brinkman's dropped about 15 cars. He's going to have a super swept line, so maybe not the heat, but it looks like the event.
Brinkman never made it to the stage, and Raymond had won both the stage and the heat by just over a minute. It was a convincing outright win, with a 2:32 gap to second place.
Perfect start, especially with some of the competition falling on the wayside, which is never good because you want them to be on the road. But tell you what, this was tough, this event, so you've got to be a measured driver, and that's what we plan to do this weekend, and that's what happened.
Now, Kate, obviously sitting in the co-driver seat is not quite as tough, but a really hot event.
Yeah, that's right. It wasn't as tough for me. I feel sorry for Glenn on the 50k stage because he's working hard, and I'm just sort of sitting there going, "You're doing a good job." But yeah, no, it was tough conditions, the heat of the car, for sure.
The next round is the Caves Classic in Oberon, and this will be a brand new event for Raymond.
To be honest, going to a new blind event is obviously quite tough. No previous experience there, so all I can do is just go and try and do my best foot forward, put a bit of work into the car, and see where we can end up at the result.
Whilst Glen Raymond and Kate Catford won the first round of the MTA series, the battle for the other podium positions would be hard fought. Tristan, Kent and Rob Males had made the decision to take on the full MTA series in 2019.
Always wanted to commit to it, but this year's the right time, I guess. Tough competition this year, so looking forward to it. That's what makes it fun. I've been watching, obviously, the footage from last year, and the roads look awesome. I like the technical stuff and the twisty stuff, and I really enjoy it. It's where I thrive, so see how we go.
Kent was among at least 10 teams that could win this event, and 6th fastest in stage 1 showed how tough the competition was.
Turn hard right.
But in stage 2, others suffered dramas and Kent would finish 3rd and jump up to 3rd outright.
Had a bit of a drama in that last stage. Rob turned the demister on and filled the car full of dust, so I was choking on dust for about 15k. We started to get fuel surge towards the end of the stage, so we're running really low on fuel and I had to turn the lag off and probably dropped a few seconds there, but yeah, third's good.
The next stage was 16 kilometres along some super fast Shire road sections. Kent shone here, finishing the stage 2nd, just 16 seconds behind leader Glen Raymond. The next stage was the last for Heat 1, and with Kent sitting 2nd outright, he needed to maintain his pace to fight for the lead. He finished the Bullhead stage 3rd, and this was enough to maintain his 2nd place outright in the heat.
Three, two, one, go. 2k, you're on your own.
The last stage was long, 55 kilometres, and the only stage for Heat 2. Kent was pushing, but dust became an issue on the roads and the team would eventually finish the Heat 2nd.
I'm boiled, I'm cooked. That was hard work. Didn't really have many expectations coming into the weekend. First round, haven't driven for a while. Just wanted to get to the end and see where we got.
Heading to the next round, Kent has co-driven at the Oberon event, so knows the area. This could be an advantage.
We'll see how we go. Never driven there, but yeah, I do know the terrain and the characteristics of the roads, so that's a bit of an advantage. So we might be on a more level playing field and hopefully I can find some more speed.
Now, what do you reckon, Rob? Does he need more speed?
Yes, but I just need to get comfortable with it. Like Tristan done a really good job, but with me, it's only the 2nd event, and like that last stage, I was getting more comfortable. You know what? We'll get there, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Richard Shimon was another driver committing to the full MTA series.
Yep, sure I am. Looking forward to it. Never been at Mitta before, so I'm very happy. Car's been fixed up and we're raring and ready to go.
Shimon and co-driver Jim Gleeson were equal 8th on the opening stage and then finished 6th on the next test.
I'm finding these stages very tough to read. It's just non-stop work and yeah, I'm struggling a bit, I must admit, yeah. Just with the rhythm of the road and how it's all going, but completely different to at home, so that's all good, bud.
On the fast-flowing Shire roads of Stage 3, Shimon was again 6th in the stage, but with others falling off the road, he was up to 4th outright. In the final stage of Heat 1, Bullhead, his position was one better on the stage, and now that he'd settled into the rhythm of the rally, he and Gleeson were 3rd outright for the first heat. In the final 55-kilometre test, Shimon was again 6th, and happy to have made it to the end.
Knackered after that one, I'll tell you. Yeah, but no, we're happy we're here, eh? Because those roads are tricky. And yeah, we worked out our little issue on the first couple of stages. We had the diff open too much, so once we worked that out, it helped us through the rest of the day. So yeah, we're pretty stoked to be. I'd just like to put a thanks out to Zaza Real Estate, Bilpin Resort, Colonial Motorsport, Rocket Science, Benchmark Solutions for getting us here. Thank you, guys.
And with third spot on the podium, co-driver Gleeson compared it to his drive here last year with Tim Wilkins.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's actually very similar, actually, because Shimmo was saying all day, what do I drive like compared to Brian or Tim and those guys? And yeah, it's all very similar. I mean, Tim and I got third here last year, third with Shimmo this year, so good.
Whilst Glen Raymond and Kate Catford dominated the opening round of the MTA New South Wales Rally Championship, two of the other main contenders both suffered issues. Glenn Brinkman and Harvey Smith started the rally well, winning the first stage by 5 seconds. But by the end of the second stage, things weren't good in the car. Harvey was sick from the corner-to-corner nature of the 31-kilometre stage.
So the flying finish is on a big loopy right-hand bend. So turn hard right, turn hard right, turn hard right. And then 170 metres to the finish.
Bloody hard work, mate. That's hard work. I don't know how we're going to do 55 of that. That's hard. He's sick.
After service, with Smith feeling better, they were hoping to get back into the groove, but this wasn't going to be their rally.
Narrow grid here. Narrow grid, narrow grid. Oh, I'm sorry, mate. You're right. You're right. Sorry, mate. You're right. You're right. Start it up. Start it up. Just let the turbo wind down. Oh, yeah.
They did manage to get the car back on the road, but they'd lost almost 40 minutes doing so. Never one to give up, Brinkman drove the next stage with only one goal: win at all costs. And that's exactly what he did, taking the stage win by 12 seconds. On the way to stage 5, the intercooler pipe broke and they were out of the rally.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. So 1 kilometre, caution, road goes right.
For Tom Clarke and Ryan Preston, they too started strong. Fourth in stage 1, 17 seconds off the lead. In stage 2, the car was having a few power issues and things went from bad to worse.
Oh, f***ing hell. Car, mate. It's got no power. It's got no power into the corners.
They were stranded and out of Heat 1. With Heat 2 made up of a single 55-kilometre stage, it was important for the team to at least finish and get some points. By the end of the stage, Clarke was struggling with the temperature.
I pretty much struggled. What was it? I think about 15 kilometres from the end here, he was starting to tell me that he was knackered, and dealt with guys dust in front of us since probably about 20 k's in or so. So it was really hard on him, I suppose. He was struggling.
For the team, it was still a great result. They managed third quickest on stage, giving them valuable MTA Series points. Matony Sullens hasn't been competing lately, but had the Citroen DS3 out for a run at the first round of the MTA New South Wales Rally Championship.
Yes, hasn't been used for 2 years. I thought it'd be a bit of fun doing the state championship in a two-wheel drive, give me something to try for. Didn't quite realise there's going to be so many good guys here. So if we could finish in the top 10, I'll be really happy. You know, like we might go well, but we'll see.
In the first stage, he and co-driver Kaylie Newell were 11th, and not really unexpected considering the many four-wheel drives in the field. In stage 2, they were 8th fastest, but having dramas.
The gearbox doesn't change gears at all. It's like it does occasionally, it doesn't sometimes. So I've been trying to go around corners in third that I should be in second, and the hairpin I gave away 4 or 5 seconds just back there. So I'm driving the wheels of it, but I'm not getting any results. So.
Back in service, they were working on the issues.
Tyres are shagged, and I've been driving really fast, but not getting anywhere. I've got the gearbox. We're going to bleed it again, but it just doesn't change gears. It needs hydraulic pressure, and it doesn't see the hydraulic pressure for some reason. So I'll just bleed it all again and go out again. It's not too bad in the transports, and it's not too bad as long as I don't push. As long as I don't ask it to change gears too many times in a row. So.
The fast, open nature of Shire roads in Stage 3 would suit the Citroen and Tony's driving style. He finished the stage in 4th, beating many of the four-wheel drives he thought would be well out in front. In Stage 4, he repeated the performance, taking 4th on the stage and 5th outright for the heat. But it was the second heat that would ultimately test the front-wheel drive car, 55 kilometres up and over the steep range.
I was a bit concerned on that last stage because we're second car on the road now, and in a front-wheel drive car, bloody Glen Raymond knows the roads backwards, and I thought, well, I'm the next bunny to crash, and there's about 50 or 60 corners in there you could have easily stuck it off on, so I was probably a bit too tentative through there, but, you know, it's a whole new stage, a whole new heat, so, you know, we did all right. The car's still in one piece. It still doesn't change gears, but at least it pulls straight. So
he finished 7th in the stage and in the heat, giving the team a very credible 4th outright in the overall rally results. Andrew Penny and Rhys Llewellyn in the Subaru WRX started strongly, finishing stage 1 in 7th, and by the end of the second stage were up into 5th outright. By stage 4, they were pushing even harder, finishing the stage in 6th, which ultimately gave them 5th outright for the first heat, 1 place in front of Sullens. But in the final stage, they struggled with dust and dropped 8 seconds to the Citroen.
We had to stop 20 k's in and we fought dust the whole way. It's just insane. It's the joys of being at the back of the field, I guess, and getting stuck behind an escort. You should drive faster.
There was just 2 seconds in it for the outright position, and Penny would have to be satisfied with 5th outright. Jason Linane and Amanda Ramia in the Proton Satria did an amazing job. They finished a very credible 16th in Heat 1, but failed to finish Heat 2. There were quite a few different stories developing throughout the first round of the MTA New South Wales Rally Championship, and we're going to take a quick look at some of our registered teams and how they fared at the Mitta Mountain Rally. Jason Giddins and Katie Fletcher were entered in their newly built WRX, but weren't sure if they'd commit to the series.
We weren't going to do this event, and then we did probably about 5 k's in the car, and then everyone else got excited around me and went, "Hell, let's do Mitta." I'm going, "Yeah, right, okay, no worries." So it's been a hectic 2 weeks. It's been very sleepless nights. So if we get that feeling back today and we enjoy it, and we'll see how we go. We'll keep going.
At the end of stage 2, they were up to 4th outright.
Car's going all right, making a few tweaks here and there on the way, so learn it. It's good. Awesome navigator. Can't go wrong.
But an accident in stage 3 would see them retire. Michael South was seated car 4, but after stage 1 was struggling in 8th. By the end of stage 2, he dropped even further down to 11th outright.
We lost brakes halfway through, so pretty average. Yeah, it's tight and twisty, so you just drive as hard as you can. It's pretty aggressive driving, but yeah, without brakes you can't do anything, so bad luck.
On the Shire roads of Callaghan, Special Stage 3, things improved and South finished the stage in 5th outright, elevating him back up the leaderboard to 6th. But in Bullhead, the following stage, problems returned, this time a diff failure, and the stage time reflected the issues with the car. Finishing 19th on stage, South would at least take away some MTA Series points, finishing Heat 1 in 8th. Joe Chapman and Adrian Grabham had a slow start to the Mitta event in their Subaru WRX. They scored their best time in SS3, finishing 9th. They ended Heat 1 in 14th, but failed to finish Heat 2. It pays to be consistent, and for Bethany Cullen and Mel McMinn, they were just that. Top 15 times in the first 4 stages would see them in 8th outright at the end of Heat 1. Consistency rewarding them with a good haul of MTA Series points. But the last 55-kilometre stage that made up Heat 2 would seriously affect their outright and Heat 2 result after a series of issues.
No, we got a flat and then it was a comedy of errors. Basically the rattle gun overheated and wouldn't start. Then once we did finally get the tyre changed, the car had overheated because it was sitting there for a very long time, and so it wouldn't start as well until it cooled down. And that just really destroyed our day.
What was that?
I have no idea.
100 bare left.
Michael Hewchin and Paul Bailey were another team in a Subaru WRX. They were seeded 29th and finished the first stage in 19th. By the time they reached stage 4, Bullhead, they'd significantly improved, finishing the stage in 11th, which would also be their Heat 1 result. Heat 2 was tough, and they could only manage 18th on stage. But still a good start for the team in the MTA Series, where they sit in 13th. Mark and Harrison Hudson were also in a WRX. They started car 41 and finished 28th.